Welcome to this third section of the time management video series for children. Okay, so a quick question for you. What is the biggest time management struggle that children have? When exactly is the biggest time that children struggle the most with time management? Do you know? You can type it in the comment section. Okay, so what do you think? When do you think students or many children struggle the most with time management? All right, I have an answer for you. It's simply during holidays. Children struggle the most with time management during holidays. During holidays, because there is no structure, there is no wake up time, bedtime. Many children just pretty much have fun, coast, or just live each day as it comes until the days go by and they're wondering, okay, the holiday is almost over, and they're wondering what did they do with the holiday? How did it pass so quickly? And I mean, school is resuming tomorrow. Oh my God, am I even ready for the school? Oh gosh, I wish the holiday could go any longer. Trust me, but it's the days will keep going by if you actually don't manage your time better. And compare that to when you're in school. When you're in school, there's structure, there's a time to wake up, there's a time to go to bed, there's a time for prep, there's a time for certain periods and stuff like that. So by that, you are able to understand how each time flies, and you can even already predict when your holiday will be, and so you're looking forward to it. However, during the holiday, when you're not even keeping track of how you're spending your time, you don't even know when the holiday will end. It just suddenly comes upon you, and then school is resuming the next day. So learn to manage your time better, especially now that you are on holiday, and you will achieve better results. So, how exactly do you manage your time better? How can you achieve that? I will share 10 tips. First 5 tips in this video, and then the next 5 tips in the fourth section. Okay, so the first one is write down your schedule. I think it's pretty much simple, straightforward. Okay, so write exactly the things that you would like to achieve every single day. Simple. So have a to-do list. All right, so what exactly are the things you'd like to do in the morning? You wake up in the morning, like, okay, what would you like to do? In actual fact, the best time to plan your day is the night before. So before I go to bed, I quickly put it down. Okay, tomorrow is Saturday. What exactly are the things I'd like to do tomorrow? I have them written down. Okay, I'd like to spend some time with my family. The next, I probably want to learn something on coding, for instance. I write it down. Okay, I'd like to learn something on coding today, tomorrow. And I go to bed, wake up the next day, and I make sure to achieve at least those two things. Every other thing that comes, fine, but I make sure to have a schedule and the time that. So the schedule is not just a to-do list; it's also you have to allot time to it. So when exactly are you going to achieve those two things? When those times clock, you have to ensure that everything else stops. Whatever it is you're doing before then stops, so that you will do the specific thing you're determined to do at that time. The next thing is develop routines. So have a routine. A routine, especially during the holiday, is hard for you to achieve routines during the holiday. But trust me, if you put your mind to it and you determine, you will definitely be able to achieve routines. For instance, one of the things I struggled with a lot is taking care of my shoes. I don't like to polish my shoes, and so many times when I go to work, I feel embarrassed by the way my shoes look. Or when I compare the way my shoes look to what somebody else is wearing, I wonder how exactly they have time to, polish their shoes. There's a particular man I know in school whose shoes are always top notch. And I was wondering, how exactly does he achieve it? It's priority for him. For me, it's not priority, but I realized that it's important. I don't want to keep looking ugly or, embarrassed by the way my shoes look. And so I developed a routine that every time I go home, as soon as I arrive at the house, as I take off my shirt and I try to, before I freshen up, once I take off what I'm wearing and I pull off my shoes, something ticks in my brain say, as you're pulling off those shoes, dust them, polish them, and put them back in the rack. So I don't just take off my shoes and then keep them somewhere in the bathroom. I take them off, dust them, polish them, put them in the rack, in preparation for the next day. As I developed that routine, that habit, it became a habit, it became part of me. Okay, so determining certain routines will help you achieve some things that you have set out, for instance, in your schedule, or that you've determined that they are important for you, rather than waiting until the last minute. And then, especially many times I wake up in the morning, there's no time to polish my shoes. I just rush out with dirty looking shoes. Okay, so do that as well. Use time management tools. That's a third tip I'd like to share with you. Use time management tools. For instance, you can have a wristwatch. I always have a wristwatch. Okay, I prefer even a digital wristwatch because it gives me exact time, so I can determine this is 5:22. I can determine, okay, I'd like to do something in the next 5 minutes. Okay, it's a clear figure. So by 5:27, I am supposed to be done with what I am doing. So you can do the same thing as well. Use a wristwatch to time yourself. It helps you to manage your time better. And then use a habits tracker. So you may not know what a habits tracker is, but if you visit my blog, penspeakers.com, you will find the habits tracker there. In fact, if you just check the link. I will put a link of this video is going to be on YouTube anyway, so I'll put a link to the habits tracker there. You can download the habits tracker for you. It simply helps you plan your life better. These are things I'd like to achieve at specific times, and these are activities I must do daily to achieve those things. And then, of course, use apps. You're home now, so I want to believe you have access to apps, a lot of apps. So use apps like Google Task, like Scheduler, and then of course you can use a timer as well to help you to time you. You can determine, okay, I'm going to be watching a video, I'm going to be watching a movie, and I only want to spend 45 minutes watching this movie. So the timer goes off at the 45th minute, and you must be disciplined enough to stop watching that movie to then move on to the next task that you have determined to do. So use time management tools. Fourth thing to do is set goals. Okay, so you set specific goals. I mean, without setting goals, you will definitely be wasting your life away. Every single day can simply come and go without any reason for you to take stock of your progress. So setting goals helps you to know exactly how much progress you are making as you're spending your time every single day. So this, for instance, is a holiday season for you. What have you determined is your goal? What would you like to achieve? If you don't have a goal, then you'll be wasting the next couple of days at home, to be honest. So set goals. If it's one thing, pursue that one thing, so that you will know at the end of the holiday that I achieved this one thing during this holiday. Okay, and then next, which is the last point I'll be sharing to you in this particular episode of the video, is prioritizing your activities. So you have set goals. The next thing you need to do is prioritize those goals. Which one, if you for instance have set 2 or 3 things as your goal, I think it is best you pursue them one at a time, or you can actually have blocks of time for them. But it is important that you allot priorities to them. Which one is more important than the other? Okay, and then on a daily basis as well, prioritize activities. If you wake up and then you get a phone call to say, hey, guess what? I forgot to tell you yesterday that today is our best friend's birthday party. Would you like to come? Meanwhile, you have already determined that that particular day or the specific hour time chosen for the party is the same time you would like to prepare for your test, especially if you have a test the next day. Does it make any sense for you to go for the party, even though this is one of your best friends? I think you should be able to know which one is priority. Determine which one is priority to you. I think it's evident if you have an exam the next day and then somebody's inviting you for a party just a couple of hours before the exam, you decide. Okay, so that's where I'll stop this video, and then I'll be moving on to the fourth section. And in that section, first thing I'll be sharing, in that section, I'll be sharing with you another 5 tips on how you can manage your time better.